The Pixel 9 Pro XL is arguably the best upgrade that we've seen within the past 5 years. Now, over the past 5 years, I think it's safe to say that I've used and owned many phones over that small period of time. And in the midst of all the different software, hardware, and overall experiences, the Pixel 9 Pro is the one phone that not only has caught my attention, but it also kept my attention even after 4 months of use. From memorable improvements to cool new features to a completely refined body, this is my favorite upgrade, especially when we look at Apple and Samsung, where their phones within the past few years tend to feel extremely identical. And I'm not just going to give the Pixel 9 Pro XL credit. We've had other great phones like the Galaxy S23 Ultra, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and the OnePlus 13. But if I were to decide who made the biggest and most impactful leap, I'm going with the Pixel 9 Pro XL. Not only has it been great and reliable in day-to-day use, but it has addressed and fixed almost all of its problems that almost ruined the Pixel's reputation. Previous Pixels dealt with bad calling and Wi-Fi reception. On the 9 Pro, I have yet to have a call dropped or experience any issues staying connected to my Wi-Fi. And there are just many more improvements that has allowed the Pixel 9 Pro to reach its full potential that other Pixels didn't. And I no longer have to experience hiccups and frame rate drops when I game, since Google made their processing chips even more capable. And there are just so many things that I really love about my Pixel 9 Pro, which is why I'm sharing my experience with it after 4 months of use. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But stay tuned because the bad and the ugly is what will be addressed first. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I want to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And also, let me know what phone that I should review next. Now, I know that I said that the Pixel 9 Pro is the best upgrade that we've gotten over the past couple of years, but that doesn't mean that it's a perfect phone. There are still some things that I would like Google to address, not only with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, but any Pixel moving forward. Now, although software is one of Pixel's best attributes, I still have many gripes with the hardware, especially when it comes to practical use. But before I let you guys in on my full experience with the Pixel 9 Pro, I would like to show you what's been protecting my screen, the Smart Devil. Now, my Smart Devil screen protector is not only durable and premium, but thanks to its smart pull box, it was incredibly easy to put on since I could lay my phone down, close it, pull the tab, and it's pretty much done from there. It has a strong anti-fingerprint feature, so the glass felt good and I had no problems with touch input. It has anti-shatter and shockproof, which allows me to not worry if I drop my phone, and it seamlessly covers the entire screen, and it includes dust and dirt prevention for the earpiece. So if you want a durable, premium, and clean looking screen protector, click the link in the description and comment section of today's video. And again, I want to thank Smart Devil for protecting my Pixel 9 Pro. Now, as you guys may know, the Pixel 9 Pro XL is a really big phone. Yeah, you're getting a great viewing experience with anything that you do on this phone, but the only downside is that it's pretty hard to reach the top, which is pretty normal for a big phone, right? Well, the Pixel 9 Pro makes things even more difficult than other phones because they decided that the power button should be placed above the volume rockers. So you'll either have to extend your thumbs to its full capacity just to turn your phone off, or you'll accidentally press the top of the volume since they're both right next to each other. And this is a specific problem with the Pixel because with the Samsung Galaxy, the buttons are also on the same side, but the power button is more accessible since it's on the bottom of the screen. And the iPhone makes it even easier by having the power button and the volume rockers on opposite sides, which I honestly feel is the best approach since it eliminates the chance of pressing something that you don't really mean to. So I would suggest that Google either changes this format or make the power button a different material so that it's easier to tell which button turns my phone on and off. Another problem that has been really bothering me is the fact that if I want to use the standard Google software and not something like the Nova launcher, then Pixel can be very limited when it comes to customization. Now, I'm the type of person who likes to use things the way that the creator intended. Even though my Galaxy has both Nova launcher and Good Lock, I still prefer to use the launcher that Samsung already has. But yeah, the Pixel launcher is definitely limited in some areas. The fact that I can't move the bottom Google search bar and I'm forced to just keep it there no matter what really messes up my home screen. The fact that the always on display is pretty basic in customization when compared to the Samsung Galaxy or even the OnePlus 13, and the fact that there's no third-party icon support. You can't organize apps within a drawer using folders, nor can you separate apps and games into different tabs. And the last problem that has been really bothering me about the Pixel 9 Pro is the speaker quality. Now, the speakers on the Pixel 9 Pro are unfortunately still underwhelming, especially for a flagship device at this price point. While watching videos or playing games, the audio lacks depth and richness, the bass is particularly weak, and at high volumes, you do notice some distortion. And when compared to its competitors like the iPhone or the Galaxy, the difference in audio quality is quite noticeable. Those phones deliver clearer, more balanced sound with better stereo separation, and the Pixel speakers sound somewhat tiny and hollow in comparison. Even for basic things like watching YouTube videos or taking calls on speakers, you might find yourself wishing for better audio quality, and this becomes especially apparent if you're someone who likes to share videos with friends or watch content without headphones. But although I did have some problems with my Pixel 9 Pro XL, let me tell you about one of the most absolute highlights of this phone: the display. Now, over the past 4 months, I've been consistently amazed by just how gorgeous everything looks on the screen. The brightness levels are exceptional. I can clearly see everything, even in direct sunlight. The color accuracy is simply remarkable, whether I'm editing photos, watching content, or just scrolling through social media. The vibrancy and depth of color never fail to impress me. The contrast levels are perfect, making blacks truly look deep and colors pop without appearing too oversaturated. And what's really impressed me is the consistency of the smooth 120Hz refresh rate. It made everything from gaming to basic scrolling feel incredibly fluid and responsive. I've noticed zero stuttering or frame drops, even during intense gaming sessions. The resolution is crystal clear, and I can't spot individual pixels even when I'm looking closely at the text. And this has made reading my Bible that much more enjoyable. Now, the build quality on the Pixel 9 Pro XL has truly impressed me during my 4-month journey with it. The moment you pick it up, you can feel the premium materials at work. The materials combine to feel substantial without being too heavy. The way the curved edges blend seamlessly into the frame shows incredible attention to detail. And I've been particularly impressed with how well it held up with daily wear and tear. Despite not using the case for most of the time, which I know is risky, there isn't a single big scratch on the display or the back glass. The aluminum frame has maintained its pristine condition, showing no signs of scuffs or dents, even though I've accidentally dropped it a couple of times. The buttons have remained perfectly clicky with no signs of loosening, and the haptic feedback still feels as precise as day one. Even the USB-C port, which often collects dust and debris, has maintained its snug fit with charging cables. However, I do have to mention that even though the matte back doesn't collect as many fingerprints, it can feel a bit slippery without a case. And while this hasn't led to many accidents for me, it's something to keep in mind if you do prefer a more grippy feel in hand. So now that we're done talking about build quality, let's talk about one of the most impressive aspects of this phone: the battery life. Over these past 4 months, I've been absolutely blown away by how long this device can last on a single charge. I'm a heavy user. I'm constantly filming videos, editing content, playing games, and bouncing between multiple apps, yet I consistently get through a full day with plenty of juice left to spare. And what's really impressive to me is how the battery performs even during intensive tasks. Even on days when I'm shooting 4K videos for hours or gaming with max brightness, I'm still ending my day with around 30 to 40% remaining. The standby time is equally impressive. There have been nights where I've forgotten to charge my phone. With fast charging speeds, I can get back to full power quickly. A quick 45-minute charge while I'm getting ready in the morning is usually enough to get me through the rest of the day. The processor performance on the Pixel 9 Pro has been nothing short of phenomenal during my 4 months with it. I've thrown everything that I could at it, from editing 4K videos to running multiple demanding apps simultaneously, and it hasn't broken a sweat. And what impressed me is how it handles really good power-heavy games. I can play Asphalt 9, Call of Duty Mobile at maximum settings without experiencing any lag or thermal throttling. The multitasking capabilities have been exceptional. I frequently switch between my video editing software, Chrome with multiple tabs open, and social media apps, and I have yet to experience any slowdown or app refreshes. And this is a massive improvement over previous Pixels where I'd occasionally notice apps reloading when switching between them. Now, the Pixel 9 Pro XL's camera has been nothing short of phenomenal. The main sensor captures detailed shots with natural colors, while the improved modes excels in low light conditions without requiring long exposure times. Video performance stands out with excellent stabilization and 4K quality. The cinematic mode creates professional depth effects, all while portrait mode delivers precise edge detection and natural skin tones. The ultra-wide lens handles landscapes and group shots with minimal distortion, and the macro capabilities excel at close-up photography, and color consistency across all lenses make every shot very reliable and high quality. So after spending these 4 months with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, I can confidently say that despite its flaws, it's still an impressive device. Yes, the speakers could be better, the button placement needs work, and the customization options are limited, but the amazing display, exceptional battery life, powerful processor, and versatile camera system make it a strong contender in the flagship market. So for those considering this phone, I'd say that the pros definitely outweigh the cons. The build quality is premium, the performance is top notch, and the camera capabilities continue to impress me daily. And while there is room for improvement, Google has created a device that I'm happy to use as my daily driver. And that's my honest review after 4 months with the Pixel 9 Pro XL. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and let me know down in the comments what aspects of the Pixel 9 Pro XL that you'd like me to cover in more detail in future videos. Peace.